So why do people go to the gym, and why do they not just work out at home? So there are many reasons why people opt the gym over staying back at home and doing a home workout. The first one I would say is if you're a beginner, it's always nice to have a trainer guiding you not only through the right training regime but also running you through the right technique as well. So it's important that you have someone monitoring your workouts and guiding you, especially if you just started getting into any form of fitness. So I would say a lot of beginners choose a gym because there's ample guidance from the trainers and also that added motivation of a trainer, like being there and making sure you're completing your workout and giving you the right kind of push when required. The second reason would be if you're an advanced level athlete or someone who's had ample experience with training and you've hit a plateau with your home workout. So there's only so much you can load yourself, there's only so much variety you can do with the home equipment. The third reason would be if you're someone who's had injuries and you're limited in your range or variety of training at home. So, for example, if you have a knee injury, then it's movements like squats and lunges may be difficult to do, and which is why machines like the leg extension machine or the hand curl machine would be a lot better to strengthen the muscles around the knee, and that's going to help you heal from the injury as well, while simultaneously strengthening the muscles around the joint. A lot of doctors and physios also suggest that if you have certain rehab program that you have to stick to, it's ideal that you're in a much safer, stable environment like a gym where the machines allow you to allow your body to go through certain ranges of motions that you can actually do, because of your injuries, because of the limitations from the injuries. The fourth reason would be if you are someone who belongs to the prenatal category, so if you're pregnant, it's a much more safer and stable environment for pregnant women. So in my experience with pre-postnatal clients, I've seen that the woman makes the most out of her workouts when I've taken her to a gym setting as opposed to home workouts, because the machines are much more stable, so you feel a lot safer. You're not tripping on anything, or you're not worried about your balance or any of those issues. So the machines take away the whole question of balance out of the way. So I think for pregnant women, gym workouts are much safer than home workouts for sure. And the last, but not the least, I think majority of people actually choose a gym, environment over home workouts. Is just the music, the people, and the vibe in the gym is just another level of fun. And sometimes it can get very monotonous and very boring to do your own workouts at home. And when you enter a setting like that where you see everyone's working out, and there's lovely music, and it seems like a lot more fun, and it's also very inspiring and motivating to see other people train the way they are, whether it's the kind of techniques that they follow, or the amount of weights they're lifting. It's quite inspiring to be around that setting, and as mentioned, you also have the support and guidance of trainers around, so it is a lot more fun. Sometimes I prefer going to the gym while I'm having a lazy day or I'm bored of working out at home. I like to get into that environment and that zone and really make the most out of my workout. So that way it's a lot more fun. Does going to the gym put any kind of pressure on you? I would say yes, in a way it does. I've seen that a lot in my experience with training clients, as well as my own personal experience actually. So with clients, I noticed that especially if they are beginners, they tend to feel a lot more insecure, not just with their bodies, but also the fear of being judged of their technique or form or where they are as a beginner. So I would say it is quite natural, so it applies to any field. In fact, if you walk into an environment where you can see, there's someone with a lot of experience in that field, you as a beginner will feel a little bit, intimidated and a little bit less than. And that's same thing applies to a gym, I suppose, where you as a beginner tend to feel all these emotions when you're just walking in for the first time. So I've noticed that a lot of my clients actually prefer that I train them at home. On certain days when I ask them to step out and come to the gym and we'll change up the workouts, they're like, no, we don't want to come in because there's too much going on, and we feel a lot more secure at home. So it does tend to happen. Um, I also noticed that as a woman, I feel that a lot myself. Let's just admit that we are a minority, not just in the gym, but any kind of a physical activity. There are a lot less women doing any kind of training or a physical activity. So there's always that air of, oh, okay, so there's a woman that's stepping in, and there's a woman who's training and working out, and so you do feel a lot of eyes on you. So I felt that a lot of time, not just when I'm doing my own workouts, but when I'm training clients, because I'm literally the only female trainer out of so many male trainers out there. So I think there's a little bit of stigma attached to it, and it is quite evident. Um, One other thing you notice in a gym setting is that those guys who are quite experienced with their training, they can be quite loud sometimes, and they can really throw around the weights and make it clear to the entire gym how fit they are or how strong they are. So it's only natural that people who are just starting out with their fitness journey feel a little bit conscious around these guys. And I would say it's a natural tendency, and it's easy to come out of once you're there and you're doing your own thing. You will realize at the end of the day that it's your own personal journey with fitness, and it's not really about how you compare yourself with others. How to motivate oneself during the holiday season. It's definitely one of the most common questions that most people who start off with their fitness journey, or who hit a plateau with their fitness journey, have, because they do end up hitting that point where everyone's celebrating and there's family and friends over, or you're traveling because it's the holiday time, and there's a lot going on, and it's hard to be consistent with your training, your nutrition regimen, and it's just really difficult to stick to the program that you've been following for a while, and understandably. I would say the first advice I would give, everyone during the holiday season is think about all the time that you finally have. Majority of us are always using the lack of time as an excuse to not getting on a program or not starting a specific diet, or just sort of slacking off with the training regime that we're on. So I would say think about all the time you have and start penning down your goals, whether it's your weight, health, fitness goals. All of these need to be put down on paper, and it's right in your face, and you can utilize all this time and create a plan. And for all the times you've complained about not having that time, I think this is your moment. So use the time well, strategize how you want to actually get on a proper training and nutrition regimen, and then you'll have some kind of motivation to be able to stick to it. The second thing I would say is holidays are a time for friends and family, to come over, and you're doing so many activities together. So find innovative ways to involve them, so you're not feeling like you're missing out on the fun. But you're actually also inviting all your friends and family to do a group workout or play a sport together, or just do something very outdoorsy, like go for a run together or cycle together. So I would say try and involve friends and family, and really spice things up with your physical activities and training. So it feels like you're all still in it together during the holiday season. The third advice I would give is always find that one partner. It can be a family member, it can be a friend, it can be your gym buddy, whoever it is. Find that one person that you can actually stick with throughout this break that you have, and so in that way you're accountable for each other's progress during the season, and you also feel like you have someone to go back to and say, hey, I finished my workout today, or hey, how did your workout go today, or hey, I had a cheat meal today, I feel bad. And that way you have someone to constantly keep communicating with, and like I said, you feel accountable for days you haven't been able to train, or days you haven't been able to stick to good nutrition. So that way there's something motivating you to somehow stick to your training throughout the break. The fourth thing I would say is pick an activity that you normally feel like you don't have the time to do, when you're working all the time. So let's say if you've always wanted to get into some adventure sports, or you wanted to explore cycling, you want to explore running or training for a marathon, I think this would be an ideal time to motivate yourself, or rather the goal is the motivation by itself, that would let you train for it. So try and use that time and think about all the things you didn't want to, or couldn't get yourself to do, that you have all the time for. So I would say keeping that as a goal, it's much easier for you to motivate yourself to train for it, because it's a specific goal and you have all the time, than just randomly doing multiple things at the same time. And last but not the least, this is the time where you're going to be having a lot of parties and family dinners, and a lot of sweets and treats. So that is the biggest reason that you should not be skipping your workouts for. So one other thing to keep in mind is the presence of any disease which has tendency to slow down your metabolism, and this usually applies to the metabolic syndrome conditions like your PCOS, hypothyroidism, cardiac issues, dyslipidemia, and diabetes. And what you want to do is make sure you're getting the right kind of treatment and medication for these conditions, and also try and avoid the food groups which can sometimes act as allergens and trigger these conditions even more. For example, if you're hypothyroid and you're eating goitrogens like cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, and even gluten for that matter, so these can trigger the condition even more and not allow you to heal. So making sure you're eating the right kind of food can keep the entire condition in check, and in turn, keep your metabolism. Lastly, it's absolutely important, especially if you're someone with a desk job or a very sedentary job where you're just sitting for long hours. So it's very important for you to get up and move every few minutes, because that movement is again something that's going to make sure that your metabolism is always a little bit on the higher end, and your body is not getting sluggish. Top 5 ways to motivate yourself to work out and stay active. Number 1 would be to set really doable goals. So you can't think of things which you know that you can't achieve. So try and put down all the goals that you have for your training. It can be a health goal, it can be a physical goal, it can be a shoot that you're training for, a sport that you're training for, or just to be able to play with your children and not feel any pains or aches anywhere. So whatever your goal is, try and set really attainable goals, and that will really give you the push to start off with your fitness journey, or keep going with the journey that you're already on. And more importantly, keep trying to remind yourself why you started in the first place, because that's something that will really allow you to continue with the workouts and not just start and again hit a plateau. So keep constantly reminding yourself why you started and what those goals are. Number 2 is to pick an accountability partner. As I've mentioned before, it's always nice to have that one training buddy or workout partner that you can that you know that you can always count on, and you know that if you're lazy, that your partner's going to push you to head to the gym and work out with you, or if you attempted to grab a cheat meal, you know that your partner's going to come in and remind you why you started in the first place. So it's good to have that one person, like your accountability partner, that will really push you through your fitness journey, and support you and help you achieve your health and fitness goals. It's always good to have that one person you can talk to about and do your research about it. Number 3 would be buy that one outfit that you really want to get into. It can be that extremely sophisticated blazer, or that little black dress you want to get into, or that sari that you want to wear. It can be that one outfit that you know that you're not happy getting into right now. Buy that one outfit and train for it, and that's something that will really keep you motivated. That's worked with me. It's worked with a lot of my clients. So that's one way you can push yourself to train. Number four would be to always try and reward yourself. It can be a small cheat meal, it can be a small party that you want to attend. So it can be anything that you know that you have to work for. So this is something I always tell people. So don't indulge in a cheat meal and then try to burn out the calories. It's never going to work like that. Instead, try and work out before you have to head somewhere. So look at the training as a way for you to achieve something you want to do after, or indulge in a nice party right after. So that is one way you can push yourself to work out, because you have something to look forward to at the end of the workout. Lastly, I would say one of the most motivating things, at least for me, is doing group workouts. The kind of energy and the vibe I feel in a group session is just unmatched. There's so much going on. There's everyone throwing in high fives at the end of the workout and pushing you through the workout. It's just an extremely exciting and motivating environment. So join a group class. It can even be Zumba. It can be a functional training workout. It can be anything that you know that that'll make you feel like you're a part of a community, and that itself is going to help you keep going. And try and build this strong bond with the group of friends that you're going with. That's again something that's going to make you keep going back to these sessions, and you're not going to try and bunk them or skip them every now and then. And one of the ways, of course, try and hire a trainer. And a trainer is someone who will always be able to push you and motivate you through your workouts. So if it's not a group session, I would say at least try and hire a trainer for yourself.